No one saw this coming. And while it's no secret now, the Toronto Blue Jays had a rough start to the year. They have finally found some success. They are fighting for their lives in each and every game. And they're finally starting to see some success they have desperately been waiting for. But there was one thing in particular that fans did not see coming, and that is going to change everything for the Toronto Blue Jays as they look ahead into the coming series, the coming months, and even the rest of this season. We're going to break down exactly what that is and discuss what this means going forward, as well as break down multiple new updates surrounding the Toronto Blue Jays ahead of this afternoon's game against the Tampa Bay Rays. But these updates also have implications going forward beyond just today's game, but into the future as well. So a ton to go over today, folks. But before we get into it, if you're a part of the percentage who aren't subscribed to the channel, this is the place to be for daily Jays content. Your guys' support has been unbelievable, making videos every single day for you all, keeping you up to date with all the latest Jays news. The Jays are finally on a roll a little bit now, and if you're excited for that, make sure to hit that subscribe button. About 70% of you who are watching right now aren't subscribed. And also, stay tuned for live streams. We're going to be having weekly live streams coming up, so a ton of new content coming for you all. But ladies and gentlemen, let's talk about the story of today. And it bounces a bit off of yesterday's game, the game last night, but it's mainly about how this is going to impact the team going forward, and that is no one else but Alejandro Kirk. And it is no secret that at the start of this year, he was signed to an extension in the offseason. Fans were pretty excited about it. It is looking like an absolute steal of a contract. But he has completely turned a leaf, and he has just become one of the best catchers in baseball. And that is a very, very big difference from what was the start of the year, where fans were, albeit a very small sample size, were clamoring about how bad this Alejandro Kirk signing was, about how he can't be our catcher, and how I'm sick of watching him. He has quickly turned into one of the best catchers in baseball. He's above a 700 OPS, some of the best defensive metrics in baseball, and something that he greatly improved on in the offseason was his throwing. And I date back to the trade with Gabriel Moreno, the Dalton Varsho trade. People were saying one of the big issues, or one of the big benefits that Moreno has over Kirk is his arm strength. Alejandro Kirk has quickly turned into one of the best catchers in baseball with his arm as well. The peripherals look great offensively. And we could see yesterday, Alejandro Kirk is making some impressive throws lately. He gets one of the fastest players in baseball, Chandler Simpson. Of course, he said Ernie Clement made the tag. It was Bichette, but it is what it is. We all make mistakes sometimes. But regardless of that, Alejandro Kirk has been unbelievable defensively, and he's turned into one of the Jays' hottest hitters, entering yesterday's game where he hit a home run, ladies and gentlemen. He had a 158 WRC plus for a 396 average, and that was 3 home runs on the season. And he had 5 all last year, 8 2 years ago. His power is coming along. He's been absolutely clutch. He had a single yesterday and a home run, moving his WRC plus to over 158. That is 58% better than league average. This guy is he's terrifying to, play against, and it's the opposite of what we used to see. Again, dating back to the start of the season, there were countless people, in the comment section of my videos, but also just around Twitter, Reddit, saying that Alejandro Kirk signing was a mistake. He clogs up the base pass, all these different things. Yes, he is a very frustrating player to watch when he's not rolling, but he is such a high upside catcher. He can hit for, once he gets his line drive swing going, which is something we've been seeing as of late, he quickly can be one of the best offensive players in baseball, let alone with the Toronto Blue Jays. And we've seen that in the past. You date back to 2022, where he had above a 700 OPS. He's had back-to-back kind of rough seasons, but he makes up for it with his defense. And now, if his OPS can remain anywhere above 700 with elite, some of the best framing in baseball, some of the best, all these different things, a very good arm, he had above average pop time now. The only thing that he struggles with is sprint speed, which obviously is a pretty big deal when he clogs up the base paths. But when he's driving in runs, when he's hitting for power, there's no doubt about it. He completely changes the outlook of this Toronto Blue Jays baseball team. You can see this here. Alejandro Kirk talking about the injury that he sustained on Sunday. He described the swing follow-through that struck him Sunday as the worst impact to the head he's taken on a baseball field. 3 days later, he was back in the Blue Jays lineup and basically carried us on both sides of the ball. And they won the game yesterday because of Alejandro Kirk. And we've started to see now the offense is slowly but surely coming along. And I've been saying it all season long. You need the support cast to do what they need to do if they want to win consistent baseball games. Because Bichette and Vladdy, hopefully they're going to continue to get hot. They're going to get theirs. But Alejandro Kirk, all these different guys, even Addison Barger to a degree, the guys who you don't necessarily expect you to hit home runs every game, all these different things. If they come up with clutch hits here and there, that's exactly what you need in order for this team to be, obviously good. And diving into the injury a little bit here, he said, you never know. Everyone responds to that differently, speaking from experience, and you don't want to take chances. That's what Schneider said, a former catcher who suffered 7 concussions in 6 pro seasons. Sometimes it doesn't look bad and it ends up being bad. Kirk is tough back there, whether it's blocking balls or getting hit in the head. And Bassett, of course, is thankful for that too, because having a catcher, one of the best defensive catchers, if not the best defensive catcher in baseball, behind you every single game is going to be helpful. I've talked to a number of teammates about this, and I'm pretty adamant when I say there should probably be a rule change where if the hitter does that to a catcher, they should automatically be out, and it's just quickly going to change a swing. I mean, a bat is a weapon. You can't be out of control. If you're out of control, you're out. Like, fix it. Let me know down below what your thoughts are on that. Obviously, luckily for the Toronto Blue Jays, it didn't. I mean, he missed a couple games, but he's back, and he looks better than ever with his home run. But it is something to be. It's happening a lot more now. Hits to the head regarding the backswing of the bat. We've seen it from Bichette a few times because of how aggressive his swing is. But again, as pertains to Alejandro Kirk, his average is up to 293, and if he can keep this up, instantly the team is going to be better. And we've started to see it now as you look at some of the standings. I mean, the Jays suddenly, in a crazy turn of events, have leapfrogged into second in the AL East, and they are right in the thick of it. A game and a half back of the wild card spot. And again, you don't want to look too far ahead of yourselves. Only 42 games into the season. You're only a third. I mean, you have a lot more. You're actually a fourth of the way into the season. With the Jays playing 162 games, they have about 42 games played. So basically, a quarter there. And you're 21-21, which is very solid. You're ahead of the Red Sox. You're ahead of the Rays. You're ahead of the Orioles. And of course, it is interesting because the AL Central is very strong this year. And, you have the Cleveland Guardians, the Kansas City Royals. So as we start to get closer to the end of the season, which will be months down the line, but we'll start to look at the postseason more here. Only a game and a half back. You cannot, you can't complain about that. It's at the point now where this Toronto Blue Jays team, it's going to be scary if they find a way to continue to get production from guys like Nathan Lucas, Addison Barger, Ernie Clement, who has been absolutely on fire as well. That's been the difference now. And if Clement can keep going, you continue to give Barger reps, this team is going to be in for a very, very scary end of the end of this month here in May. And then you start to open up a bit of an easier schedule. They have a brutal gauntlet of games coming up after this. We play the Padres, and then of course you play the Rangers, and you're back. I believe you play the Tampa Bay Rays again. It's going to be interesting. And something else I want to point out here before I wrap up is the bullpen. Brendan Little and Mason Flaherty, the two lefties, have combined for 36 innings pitched and a 2 ERA. The Jays have suddenly turned into an elite lefty duo, and there was a lot of discourse about how they should have re-signed Ryan Yarbrough, letting Genesis Cabrera walk, all these different things. I mean, they made the right call. Brendan Little is one of the best relievers in baseball when it pertains to getting whiffs, and then Mason Flaherty has randomly gave up an earned run last time. His first, I think, earned run in a very long time, and it might be his first hit he's given up off a fastball or something crazy like that. But regardless of that, the first home run at the very least regarding his fastball. Let me know down below what the exact stat is. The team is good. The team is rolling. They have a chance to take advantage of that this afternoon into, coming games as well here. So let me know down below what your thoughts are on all of this. Things are getting crazy. Alejandro Kirk is on an absolute tear right now. And if he can keep this up, the team is going to be in very, very good shape going forward. And hopefully they can take care of business this afternoon, but also into tomorrow night's game. That'll wrap it up. Let me go down below what your thoughts are. Thank you guys for watching. Did you expect this from Alejandro Kirk?